have to go through this escape sequence. Uncles can have a random weapon. But then there's that harder difficulty mode here in hard mode. And of course, wherever those keys may be, because all the small keys, all the big keys, all the maps, all the compasses will also be randomized with all of the items.
Yeah, and of course this is on hard mode, so we will be seeing a maximum of Tempered Sword and Blue Mail, along with a number of smaller changes to make it more difficult.
Yeah, we do have 5 less heart containers, 4 less pieces of heart you can't catch. The fairies with the bug net, potions restore significantly less both health and magic.
And we have a hammer as our weapon, which is pretty nice.
The hammer is a very powerful tool to have this so early on, and also is one way to get into Dark World.
And finding a lamp in the second potion already, so no dark rooms at all this seed.
It's a really weird item in a lot of situations, but it's gonna open up some item spots over in Eastern Palace. Of course, we do just have this basic standard escape sequence. Most of us have likely seen this upwards 100 times. You know the drill, you go to the basement, you find Zelda, and then you take her out through the sewers.
Just rupees in the first chest.
They will of course want to pick up some bombs and some rupees here in the early segments, so that they can check all of the stuff in Kakariko and also have that bomb for the back of escape. Of course, that small key, you do need to get that in order to actually get through the escape zone. Do you have anything that you wish to say at this point, Etienne?
No, just hammer is probably the easiest weapon here to kill this guard with, just 2 hits.
It's very nice, very fast to have. So we just add on to a few other changes here in hard mode. There is the silver arrows that will only work against Ganon. They have no use apart from that. The Cane of Burna doesn't have any invincibility, and the cape consumes double the magic unless you're in Spy Cave. And then of course the boomerang doesn't stun.
Yeah. And the other change, powder, will only give you a single heart from an anti-fairy rather than a full fairy. Both the runners found a 4 bomb drop, which is great, so they don't have to worry about skipping the back chests and escape.
And 3 bombs is what we'll have after that, and that means you can check Blind Basement, the Well, and the Chicken Hut, and that's the 3 locations before you get to the shop where you can find new bombs. At this point, they still want to find some more rupees for the bottle merchant. They will be able to get 50 very easily when they're in Kakariko though.
Yeah, in Key Sanity, since all the dungeon items are scattered through the world, there are fewer rupee drops and bomb drops to be found in chests. So it makes it a little more important to find rupees.
That is true. This mode, in a bit of more jokingly fashion, is essentially just you're looking for a ton of ice rods because there are so many keys that just unlock 1 or 2 different locations.
Yeah, if you love ice rod hunts, this is the mode for you. There's a GT small key Not super important, but not bad to have either.
Yeah, you will need a couple of those. And in addition to all of the standard hints, there's a guaranteed hint in this mode that will tell you where that Ganon's Tower big key is.
And 3 items back here. Both runners neck and neck. We got a cape and 50 rupees.
So cape and lamp at the skate.
Yeah, that's 2 of the 3 items you need. Well, actually, no, you need also both small keys to head up to Aga.
Yeah, that's true. You will need both of those small keys as well.
So 2 out of 5 items, actually.
Yeah, but if you do get... Actually, they can go into Castle Tower and get the first chest there, though.
Yeah, that is another quirk of Key Sanity. Those 2 chests in Aga Tower that you normally don't think about in a standard run, those can have very important items in this run, even if you don't need to finish Aga's Tower.
So technically, this cape is actually progression since it unlocks a single item location.
WeityWords finds, yeah, some more bombs from the tree.
That's a great pull. Do see a bit of a deviation here as WeityWords is favoring checking Lumberjack here.
And he'll be grabbing every last rupee from that crab.
You see the big key to Thieves Town being picked up.
Another thing about Key Sanity is we don't know which dungeons are crystals or pendants yet. You don't get that information until you either find the map for that dungeon or you beat the dungeon. And since this is Defeat Ganon, they will want to know which dungeons they're going to need to collect the crystals from.
Absolutely, so that's why we haven't seen a map check at this point. Also did get to see that there was in fact a small key at Lumberjack. There are a couple of rather important small keys. The Desert Palace one unlocks 2 item locations, but more importantly it's that Swamp small key.
There's our map of Pod. And a small key for Skullwoods. That one's not super important either. Useless map to Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, because Hyrule Castle can't be a pendant or a crystal.
Lunchtime heading over to Kakariko Well. Well, there's our first Aga key.
That's a really spooky key to find there.
Yeah. And also a small key to Meyer.
And just because of how much you need to do Aga 1 in Key Sanity, it's not as common as in other modes.
There's our Fire Rod.
The
So...
do continue.
Oh, I was going to say, so both chests in Aga's Tower are now fully accessible, although we can't complete Aga's Tower.
Yeah, they will need an additional small key for that, as well as a sword.
And a second GT small key in the Chicken Hut.
Not really the keys you want to find at this point, but there aren't that many keys for the Light World. And the compasses just allows you to track how many item locations that you picked up in that specific dungeon, so they don't really do anything at this level of play.
Yeah, these runners are good enough that they're not usually going to lose count.
Will the boots be needed today? Well, so far, no. And you also see Lunchtime opting to go straight through to the race game. Since they are looking for more items in Key Sanity, it's more likely that the race game will have something.
Yeah. Just a blue rupee.
Ain't that typical. So at this point, I can't really see them deciding to go up to the Aga 1 just to check those two locations when they still have other sources.
Yeah, much more chests down here on the South Shore, but I imagine they'll be heading up to Aga's Tower, not too long from now.
Yeah, if they don't find anything, that's the place to go, because the only locations that have opened up for them are those two spots in Castle Tower and one location over in Eastern Palace.
We've got a Turtle Rock key. We do need most of the Turtle Rock keys, if that is a crystal.
And there are 4 keys in total for Turtle Rock. But you can make do with 3.
Another blue rupee under the water. Lunchtime is going to head over to Mini Moldorm Cave with 5 items.
And he has a perfectly fine weapon to use for them in the hammer.
Yep. Hammer, not the easiest weapon on these Moldorms, but it'll work. You might consider using the fire rod as well.
Yeah, that one Moldorm there, he's out for blood. I must say though, having 5 hearts this early in hard mode is quite rare.
Yeah. Another Skullwoods key.
Getting the Skullwoods keys and the fire rod.
Hey, a moon pearl. Yeah, we got lots of Skullwood stuff, so what do you think the chances are there's something important in there?
Well, it's likely gonna be a small key that's gonna be needed, like a pod small key or something.
Yeah.
Pod has a very interesting key logic to it.
So we are now... Oh no, lunchtime. Takes a death from those deadly crabs. One of the few enemies in the light world that does 2 hearts of damage.
Yeah, and the crabs are extra spooky here in this time of the year, at this time of place, at this time of mode.
So our runners are looking just for a glove now for Dark World access.
And they're of course hoping that they don't have to go through Aga 1.
Although there was a small key on that lumberjack ledge, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was indeed.
That's gonna certainly be on these runners' minds for the whole run.
Yeah, but it's still that question of the boots.
That too, yeah. And boots, of course, being required to collect the lumberjack item.
Well, Lights are okay without anything, and WeightyWords gonna set up a fake flipper here. Does have the Moon Pearl, so you can use that to sequence break into the Waterfall of Vision.
Yep. Not enough money for Zora, but he can collect the 2 items on the waterfall, as well as the hobo's item.
Also check what is on the island. It is a nice piece of information to have.
Oh, there's a glove.
So flippers and mirror required for glove.
as well as dark world access. So if we don't find another glove, we are going to have to do Aga.
Yeah, that could be the first glove, but that's still so far away without any of the items needed to get it.
Lunchtime's going to head up towards Sahasrara and maybe Eastern, rather than doing a fake flipper.
Yeah, may just opt to do this since it doesn't have the rupees to check Sora. We just see the green pennant is in Turtle Rock.
Oh.
I'm not sure
Hey.
you're...
We got a bow.
Wait, another bow in the back of Sahasrara?
Of course, we still can't finish Eastern without the big key.
Yeah, that is true, but you can still go there and do stuff. And this is key sanity after all, so chances are high you're gonna have to double dip dungeons anyway.
Hey, there's our glove.
Wait, both gloves are locked behind flippers.
That is true. So where are the flippers?
Yeah, that's the big question here. This could be a significant... There's the mirror. A mirror is also locked behind flippers. What?
Huh. So that's going to be real interesting to see where those flippers are, because that's going to give us a lot of information about the logic of this seed. It is possible that Aga was logically required, but that we were able to skip it with that fake flipper.
They don't really have that many locations to check. It's like the two Agashes, Eastern, Aegina's Cave. Swamp being a crystal seems very logical considering the items that needed for it.
Another pod key in Eastern.
We are gonna see the Hype Cave since more items are being looked for. Maybe more possible to actually have some good stuff.
There's our third pod small key that we've seen anyway. Ice Palace small key.
That was pretty junk, to be honest.
Yeah, the pod small key is useful.
Yeah, there's so many pod small keys. Still nothing over in Eastern for lunchtime.
So Hera and Desert Palace, both in the light world, both are 5/6 crystals.
Do you know that they can get both Mips and the mirror from flippers? So then they would just need a flute to get into desert. It's still a question of finding that big key.
Just a piece of heart from Stumpy.
Lunchtime only has one location to check here in Eastern.
He hasn't found much so far, but the bow from Sahasrara is nice.
Indeed, very nice pickup, and
This full heart.
So, Aegina and the two spots at Aghanim. There's progression there. I would not be surprised if the flippers are out at the castle tower.
Yep. Where's lunchtime going now? He's gonna check the island. Oh, he's gonna buy some bombs.
Yeah, buy some bombs, check the island. WeightyWords did a lot of digging there. Doesn't check the island?
Oh wow. Maybe planning on a fake flipper. Oh, right, because he died on his way to Ice Rod Cave. I don't think he went back.
He
But
did
it looks
go
like
back.
he's... Oh, he did, okay. So he's not going to do the fake flipper, at least not now.
He's checking Aegina's cave.
Yeah.
And
So-
WeightyWords, he is gonna check what the two chests in the castle tower has in store.
Yeah, so one of these checks is gotta find us some progression.
And it is most likely going to be flippers. It could still be something real crazy like flute.
Yeah, or, you know, fetch quest, everyone's favorite. Nothing at Gina.
So Castle Tower has progression here. Is it the first or the second chest though? Lunchtime is heading there right now, and we do see the flippers in the first chest.
Yeah. So that puts our Dark World access in logic.
Both gloves and mirror are now obtainable.
And we got a Cane of Samaria as well. It's not
Wow.
progression right away, but it most likely is an item we'll need.
I guess Aghanim just took all the good stuff this seed.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I presume that WeightyWords is gonna go and pick up the myths.
Yeah, it looks
He's
like
gonna
he's
do,
going to do a Houlihan so that he
Yep.
can go to Zora and grab the mirror at the same time.
Yeah. And this will also... Yeah, it will put you right back at Link's house.
So for those of you wondering what just happened, this is there's a little glitch that kind of tricks the game into not knowing where to put you, so it just kind of puts you into this default room with 225 rupees. And you'll find that often used in randomizers to gather up the money to go to Zora.
Yeah, we're gonna see lunchtime here. Get the flippers, soon get the cane.
WeightyWords gonna buy some bombs. He has exactly enough money for bombs and Zora.
And after this, likely save and quit to Link's house and just immediately go and grab the myths. And then you have the myths and the mirror to just clear everything up in Village of Outcasts.
Yep. And in full access to most of Death Mountain, actually.
Yeah, it's Hookshot Cave that can be visited.
As well as we still need a medallion for Turtle Rock. And we don't have any keys for Hera yet.
I mean, they're hoping that they don't have to go into Turtle Rock in the first place.
That's true, but in Key Sanity, you often have to do pendant dips, so I don't think they're going to be too bothered either way.
Yeah, that may just end up happening, and WeightyWords purchase the most expensive bombs of all time.
And he'll grab his mirror as well.
I mean, I'd pay 500 rupees for the mirror at least. So just collecting all the items. We'll have all the places to check, but still looking for a lot.
I just noticed we have a lot of items that kind of point towards Ice Palace as well.
They did get a small key there. And depending on key logic, they may not need the hookshot, and they can use the cane to get to the boss by logic.
Yeah. Of course, there's a lot of checks, so I don't know if they'll be exactly hurrying to get into Ice Palace.
I mean, do you want to do 5 heart green mail Ice Palace without a sword.
I don't, but I don't know about these runners.
Well, it looks like WeightyWords is heading on over to the eastern pod area and is gonna be able to get his bow done. He can check pod, has 2 small keys, has the bow to reach the right side. We do have 4 dungeons here that we still don't know if they're pendants or crystals. Eastern Palace, Skullwoods, Ice Palace, and Mr. Meyer. 2 crystals, 2 pendants remaining those locations. Also Thieves Town. I'm good at math.
Lunchtime's gonna go to Hype Cave and oh, he turned around. Oh, he's gonna check the bomb guy first, who will tell you which are your 5-6 crystals.
And this time it's Tower of Hera and Desert Palace.
And WeightyWords looks like he's headed towards Death Mountain.
And he's sitting on 7 rupees, so he can't do the chess game in Village of Outcasts. I wonder if that may impact his decision here to go up here.
Yeah, but there's a lot of chests you can get up here, so it may have been his play anyway.
You may also want to get something a little bit safer before you venture into Skullwoods and Thieves Town.
Yeah, like a sword.
Yeah, or possibly a few more hearts or a mail upgrade. Not really 20 rupees.
I'd say it's a decent tip for, walking with a guy for 10 seconds or so.
I mean, as Lunchtime is struggling here with some enemies, it depends on how much 20 rupees is actually worth.
Well, if you ask Zora, it's worth 500 rupees.
Yeah, but the Sora and Hylian economy doesn't really work all that well together.
Yeah. Hey, a hook shot.
Well, Swamp Small Key, where are you?
We get a joke hint there.
Yeah, some of those.
WeightyWords with a nice bomb jump. That's one of the trickier ones to pull off.
And it's a bomb jump that back in the day wasn't even done because no one knew that you could actually do a bomb jump there, but it's becoming a jump that at this level of play you better know how to do it. And especially now also with that hint tile there, which makes it more likely for you to go over there in the first place.
Yeah. WeightyWords heading into Hera while Lunchtime is going to check out Skullwoods.
And the hookshot here also allows WeightyWords to check the hookshot cave and finds 300 rupees here in the basement. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that'll help him in the Village of Outcasts. Or Pod if he wants to go in there.
And some bombs in a chest requires specialist, so that's purple chest.
We got some bombs in that chest too.
And that's really good information if Lunchtime here is gonna decide to go along with this entire purple chest chain for 3 bombs.
Yeah. And there's a Bombos medallion.
Could maybe be required, we still don't know.
It's just yet another item that could point towards Ice Palace.
So, WeightyWords got sort of weirdly blocked by a dead rock.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. At least he's got the hook shot though now, so he can get back over there pretty quick.
And he can use the right side here for this. Lunchtime having the cane here in Skull Woods helps that room.
Lunchtime, I'm going to take a free ride from the hand back to the entrance.
Ooh, WeightyWords are gonna have to be very careful.
Yeah, Death Mountain is pretty treacherous and green mail and not a lot of hearts. There are a couple of heart pots in here, though, he can grab.
In addition to just some rupees.
Lunchtime's going to go into the back of Skull Woods. He can't go and defeat Mothula without a sword, but he can check this one chest.
You would really want to find a sword in that location. There's a big key for eyes. Well, there's a sword.
More rupees.
Yeah, this route here just works out pretty well for WeightyWords, getting the sword and getting some big keys up in here. Tower of Hera big key, really.
Well, that's nice. And he knows Tower of Hera is a crystal, so he can go and beat that dungeon. He'll be leaving one item behind, though, since he'll need the small key for the basement.
Yeah, but they're likely hoping to find that hint so they don't have to go there. The Tower of Hera also one of the 5-6 crystals here, so a bit more value in that dungeon. Of course, they can't get into deserts. They would need to find either the flute or the book, and then of course the big key on top of that.
Yeah, but that is just 2 items away from Pyramid Fairy access.
Well, that's a map. Is Lunchtime gonna pick that up or not as he goes back? He's gonna take this time here to check Lumberjack and see the small key though.
Hey,
Oh.
There's our Swamp Small Key. And another Meyer Small.
So they have everything here. WeightyWords has everything for Swamp except for the big chest.
Yep. So I imagine we might see an early dive in there.
Gonna see Turtle Rock here. I did not see that.
It was Quake.
Okay, it was Quake. They don't have that. They are hoping that it's not here or anywhere.
Yeah, in GT is really where you want it to be.
Yeah, like the GT big chest.
There's a Master Sword.
A map for Meyer. That's a very valuable map. Of course, now we're up to Master Swords suddenly. And
So
Lunchtime
both
almost-
swords on Death Mountain so far. Sorry?
Meyer is a pendant, so they may not need a medallion this seed.
So we just need to find out one more pendant and then we know which dungeons we have to do.
Could also mean that the flute could be not required at all here.
Yeah, if we find that book, we won't need the flute.
It's a pretty rare situation for both Meyer and Turtle Rock to be a pendant.
WeightyWords is gonna go upstairs and finish off Hera, except for the small chest. Sorry, the basement chest.
Yeah, I mean, you're already here. You've been here before. Just go back in, get the crystal, and then you've done everything you can do up here, really.
Yeah, we actually have most of the items we need to complete the game. We're still missing, obviously, lots of keys. But really, all we need is a book or a flute to get into the desert. Of course, well, possibly the boots as well.
So WeightyWords uses the double bomb setup there to get across to the big chest. This is a bit slower than other setups to get there, but it's much simpler than a lot of other ones.
Yeah, if you take a fall there, you fall 2 floors, I believe, so no one wants to do that.
You're using the knockback from the first bomb to perfectly line yourself up with the second. And setting up that first bomb is pretty simple compared to just placing the main bomb and then repositioning yourself properly there.
WeightyWords has no trouble with Moldorm.
This may be Group Moldorm, but they will not spare Moldorm.
And he has his first crystal.
And the first of the 5-6 as well. So Spiral Cave to finish off the trip.
Yeah, he also has Spike Cave open, although it's kind of annoying to try to do both Spiral and Spike Cave.
Yeah, he may just decide to leave Spike Cave for now. And it takes longer to get back to Spiral Cave than to Spike Cave. So at this point, it is better to do Spiral Cave.
Yeah.
We also see at lunchtime making his trip here across the East Death Mountain and Dark Death Mountain to get his items.
It's the Boopy. So, what's WeightyWords' next play gonna be?
I mean, Skullwoods, Woods, Village of Outcasts, all of the items that are there. So in regards to things with the Spike Cave, the Magic Cave does have normal magic consumption there. There is no half magic since this is hard mode, so that's also important to bear in mind.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact logic for that, but they probably could do Spike Cave if they wanted to.
Yeah, I do remember a very old seed where the players just had no way to get through Spy Cave, and that's where the progression was. So there was a lot going on with changing around the logic to make sure that if Spy Cave has something, you're always guaranteed to be able to get it.
Alright, so we got both runners just doing stuff the others already checked. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to plug these runners in chat. Give them a follow. They're both very talented and putting on a good show for us.
And they're also in good positions in this group. WeightyWords in second place and Lunchtime ATH in fourth. Top 2 does qualify from each group, so both of them have shots here to make themselves through to the next round of the tournament. Since a total of 15 matches will be played, and this is both of their 5th game total here. We're seeing some checks here that the other players already done with WeightyWords here in Skullwoods and Lunchtime ATH, Tower of Hera, but WeightyWords does have a sword, so we'll just be able to do Mothfield at the end.
Yep. Guess we don't know if this is a pendant or not, but probably worth the chance to finish it anyway. And you will get one item.
Well, we don't know what Eastern, Skullwoods, Thievetown, and Ice Palace are, but only one of them can be a pendant, so by the odds, it's a crystal.
Yeah, pretty good chance.
And even then, it's an item. It could be something.
Yeah, it could be big for WeightyWords if this turns out to be an important item.
Yeah, because Lunchtime He's gonna have to take some more time to get back there since he's already checked everything else.
It's not going to be the easiest fight with just 4 hearts and no potions, but I think he can do it.
And only half of his magic or so remaining.
Uh-oh.
Only one. Have to play this very carefully.
Oh no, he's out of magic. I was gonna say he could use his cape, but no magic.
No magic, nothing else, no bottles, but he manages to edge out the fight in the end.
Very well done. And he gets a single rupee as his reward, but it is a crystal.
Yeah, the crystal is definitely worth that.
Yeah, that was a very, very nice fight.
WeightyWords just going back in to check the item. Also, we did see launch time take down Moldorm as well. We'll be able to get his first crystal there. And also finishing off with Spiral Cave. So no book here, no pet check, but with Mire and Turtle Rock being pendant, seems very unlikely that there's gonna be something on the pedestal. I mean, there's still that dreaded Ganon's Tower big key that could be there.
I would guess he'll probably head towards Village of Outcasts and Thieves' Town, since he has everything he needs to clear it except that small key for the big chest.
Will be interesting to see if he's gonna pick up the map that was on Bumper Rock or Bumper Cave that Lunchtime decided to skip.
I think at this point, when there's only one pendant left, well, actually, he's heading either there or... Okay, well, he's going to check it. No, he's not going to grab it. He could have also gone over to Graveyard Ledge, which it looks like he might be doing.
Yeah, get that spot checked. It's a bit of a tricky location to route in.
Yeah, there's often a hint for this location, but you don't want to wait around all day to find it.
And preferably, you would also want to do King's Tome with this, but no boots, so you're gonna, since you have the myths, just do Bonk Rocks and King's Tome later when you get the boots, if they get the boots.
Just some bombs.
So launch time here is skipping Stumpy because there was a hint that Stumpy didn't have anything. Picks up the hearts interestingly, but just leaves the 20 rupees. Village of Outcasts check at about 44 minutes here is pretty late.
Is there a 10 bomb drop in the C-shaped house?
Uncle's own personal bombs.
Yeah, he's lost them in the dark room, apparently. I'm just finding rupees in the dig game.
You can't spell uncle without a C.
That's true. And we also find another pod small key. So I think that's 4 we've seen so far.
There's a total of 6 of them, and by the logic, you need all 6 to beat Helmasaur King, just to make sure that you don't get locked out.
And there is our Tempered Sword. So that's the last sword we're going to find in this seed.
Yeah, there is no golden sword. Now do note that there are 4 swords that are placed out, but that 4th sword will now be replaced by, I think it is 20 rupees.
Yeah, so it is possible Lunchtime could find his 3rd sword in a different location, but not likely.
I mean, since he's right here,
Yeah.
unless the frog has it, vanilla sword at Smith's. They got a Thieves Town Biggie here for this Thieves Town play for WeightyWords. And the Smiths are just hammering bombs.
Never knew you could make bombs with just a hammer, but I guess you can. The Cana Burna. Lunchtime remembering that hint about the purple chest, so he's going to skip it.
It's the big key to Meyer. We still need a flute to get there, and they're hoping to not find the flute.
Of course, they don't know what medallion there is for that yet.
Well, they're hoping it's not Bombos. Well, WeightyWords gonna be able to do everything here in Thieves Town apart from the big chest, since you do need a small key for that. Since the thing here with the key sanity, leaving single item locations so far in.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid in key sanity. Lunchtime grabs his tempered sword. A unique item in plain sight. Well, the mirror was in plain sight, so could be that. It could have been for the hook shot as well.
Yeah, not a particularly useful hint there. It could also be the gloves on the island. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that was in plain sight this seed.
Yeah.
Small key here for Meyer. Well, they're really getting a lot of Meyer stuff here.
Yeah.
But I guess the same could be said for Castle Tower early on, and sure, Flippers and Cane of Samaria there, but I don't know about you. I don't think that small key that's resting at Lumberjack is gonna be needed this one.
Well, our runners sure hope not.
And it will still need the second Castle Tower key for it, and boots.
Yeah, it's kind of a funny situation where you don't want to find the boots or the flute.
And the 2 items that make you beat the seed faster would put them in somewhat weird situations. We are running out of item locations at this point.
Well, there is still Ice Palace, and there's still Swamp Palace. We did find that small key.
There's also Palace of Darkness, there's the Pyramid, and there's Catfish. I imagine though that Swamp is gonna be the next place, since it is a crystal and they have to essentially full clear it regardless.
Did you catch Blind's pun of the day? Being crushed by big objects is quite depressing.
I needed a few seconds for that. Well, is this a useful map? No.
Nope.
Well, 3rd crystal here for WeightyWords. So, Eastern or Ice is the final pendant here. And they still don't have that Eastern big key. They've gotten some stuff for Ice.
Yep. I think they can full clear ice actually at this point. So
Possibly.
with 3 hints and I believe 8 total items, that could be a pretty nice play.
They could go swamp, clear that, and then just route straight into ice, and then just route straight into pod.
Yeah, maybe.
If you just want to line up your pathing like that, since they don't have flute, they don't have boots, so movement takes some time.
I might consider doing ice first just because you can full clear it.
Yeah, but it's Ice Palace with 6 heart screen mail. That's real rough. There's definitely some consideration to go there, though.
That is true. Ice Palace is a lot nicer when you have the boots.
There's also that fact that they don't know if it's a crystal or a pendant, whereas Swamp is a guaranteed crystal, so
That is true.
it's safer to clear Swamp first.
Yeah, so we're down to a 50-50 between Eastern and Ice Palace being the last pendant.
As Blind also goes down here for lunchtime. He's gonna get his second crystal. This is a pretty interesting key sanity seed just because of how many items they've been able to find. The MIPS, the mirror, hammer, hookshot, all of that just to be able to check everything, because usually key sanity tends to boil down to this one specific location that has something and you spend like 20 minutes trying to find it.
Yeah, well that could be Desert Palace for us. We still need that book or flute.
And the big key. Oh, it's gonna be Swamp for WeightyWords.
Yeah, 10 locations in here if I remember correctly.
Ooh. Lunchtime. Is this ice?
Could be.
Oh, this is very interesting.
Turtle Rock key held by someone friendly. I think we got that already.
I mean, they're hoping that's not gonna be needed.
Blue mail in the front of Swamp. That's good.
That's a very convenient chest to have that blue mail. You imagine Lunchtime's gonna be able to get that later.
Yeah, that might make him wish he did Swamp first.
Ooh.
Some fungus.
It's pretty easy to check that for WeightyWords. You just mirror over and use the whirlpool to get straight to the witch. No.
There's our Quake medallion for Turtle Rock access.
I don't think he wanted to see that. Well, they do have a small key for Turtle Rock. There's some stuff that can be checked in there.
Yep.
Well, Mushroom or Quake? What's going to prove to be more valuable at this point?
Well, with the Mushroom, you can check 2 items using a glitch.
Ooh, the boss. A boss has the Ganon's Tower big key.
Oh, that's interesting.
But we don't know which one. It could be on Trinex.
It could.
Well, let the speculation commence where that big key is located. They are hoping that it's on a crystal boss, obviously.
Yeah, get your guesses in chat, folks. We've already seen Moldor, Mothula, and Blind, so it's one of the others.
It's one of 7 different bosses. At this point, it's good to have that information going forward, but there's still several more bosses that you know that you have to beat.
Yeah.
WeightyWords here is checking the left side of Swamp, not leaving any item locations.
Yeah, that left side swamp, more important than key sanity, since it's just more likely you're going to find something required there.
Lunchtime accidentally forgetting to pull down whatever that thing is, so that you can get over here and open this chest to get well, that's important.
Pod big key, yep.
That's needed. So with bomb jump, could check most of the stuff over in pod.
I think actually with the bomb jump, we've got 4 keys, we've got the big key. Pod is full clearable.
Yeah, I think you are right. And there was nothing over on the left side of Swamp. So far, this Ice Palace play has worked out for lunchtime. Is it gonna keep up? Well, not for now. It's doing the bomb jump over checking the... Yeah, it's gonna check the big chest later. There's no big key here for Swamp, so that location will be left to dust. And there's the flute!
Oh! Oh, that's huge.
Oh, the flute and Quake in Ice? That's the 2 items that I didn't really want to see.
Well, looks like ice. A lot of value.
Possibly reverse value? I mean, pod big key is required.
Yeah. I think there's a good chance that we're going to find something required in Mire or Turtle Rock.
Well, a big key here in Swamp, that's the one for Desert, that's needed. And the map for Ice, but we will find out where the final pendant is when Lunchtime defeats Cold Stare. But if this is a pendant Ice, it may take a long time for WeightyWords to enter it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, this is one of the 7 possible bosses that can have the Ganon's Tower Big Key. Will it have it? Or will it not?
WeightyWords, meanwhile, will be facing Argus in just a moment. Uh-oh.
Oh, no!
That's rough.
So,
Cold Stare is one of the worst bosses to take a death to, because it just takes so long to get back. And he's not going to go back.
Oh, he's leaving it for now. He's hoping that that's a pendant, and that's not the boss that's holding the big key. Just did not get that first spin in, and then extremely unlucky with the icicle that dropped from the sky. Well, Argus could be the one with the big key. No.
And it's interesting, neither runner has found a bottle yet.
Yeah, there's no bottle an hour into the run. This is not the first time I've seen this.
The Cold Stare fight would have been a lot easier with a bottle that had some kind of potion in it.
Oh, it's a crystal! So Eastern is the final pendant.
Alright.
In WeightyWords, it's going into Ice.
Yep.
I mean, this looks like an Ice play.
Meanwhile, Lunchtime is activating his flute. I imagine he'll be checking out the Mire area first.
Yeah, that seems quite possible. Or maybe not.
Oh, he's gonna go clear pod. That's
Yep.
also a pretty good play.
Yeah, you got the big key in ice, so just following through with the logic here. So WeightyWords gonna have all of this information here, but he's still gonna have a really tough cold stare fight for him to do.
Yep. Even tougher, actually, because he's only got 6 hearts. Although he does have the blue mail. So
Yeah,
maybe not so tough.
Yeah, that blue mail's gonna help a lot here.
Lunchtime accompanying Kiki the monkey to open pod for him.
He has been in Eastern beforehand and checked everything there, so unless he gets the big key here, he's not gonna go into Eastern after this. Well, I have the bow. Of course, this is key sanity, so no worries there. These skeletons seems not working well for WeightyWords, but this is the big hint. Oh, that's a great hint. I definitely cannot continue watching this scene without that hint.
Alright, so first up we got 2 chests here. This is the map chest and a small key chest, I believe.
So, WeightyWords is gonna be able to do Pod, the boss, after this. He's gonna be able to do the boss in Ice Palace after this. He's gonna have the flute with the big key, so he can do Desert Palace. And that's gonna give him all 7 crystals. The question is, will any of these bosses have the big key?
Yeah.
Because if the big key is held by Helmasaur, Lanmolas, or Coldstare, that's go mode for WeightyWords.
Of course, if it's on Trinex, we still have a Turtle Rock big key and an ice rod, as well as a couple of small keys we need to find.
2 small keys minimum. There's the first bottle here, found by lunchtime.
Yeah, just over an hour into the seed.
Can finally present something for Sick Kid. So far, that's the only thing he's found in here.
Well, there's a hint for a graveyard ledge, which we already knew was bombs. Yeah.
Yep. Lunchtime's gonna set up the bomb yum here. And here with the big chest soon for lunchtime, or the final small chest, I mean.
Just a compass.
Not a particularly good. pod.
WeightyWords is able to check the Ice Palace big chest. Just 5 rupees. So we still have one other question other than the GT Big Key. Are we going to need those boots for Desert Palace?
Well, they have the big key, so unless there's something on the torch, that's not going to be needed. And what can it really be on the torch?
Yeah. That is true. Key Sandy messes with my brain sometimes.
Yeah, that's tennis of doing that. WeightyWords gets the same start as Lunchtime did. This thing is very safe, down to 2.5 hearts. Only one left.
Nice fight.
Is this the big key? No, it is not.
And he does get a crystal. Meanwhile, Lunchtime is going to go face off against Helmsar.
Yeah, at this point there's 5 possible locations for where that Ganon's Tower big key can be. We will soon know if it's Helmsar. As WeightyWords is gonna go ahead and activate the flute. You need 17 hits here with the hammer in the first phase of Helmsar King.
Lunchtime using his sword, which does help to make it a bit easier to hit with the hammer. I think because it increases the hitbox, if I'm remembering correctly. Some players don't do that though. They prefer the better movement.
His personal preference, and well, it's not there. Big key is not on Helmsar King. We're down to 4 possible locations. And WeightyWords most certainly hoping that it is on Lanmolas.
Yeah, 3 of those locations are pendants.
And only one can be accessed at this point. That's Vitreous in Mire. I mean, it depends because we don't know if the ether is needed to go there.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lunchtime going to check the 3 remaining chests in pod.
Yes, a little bit more here to do. This is almost Lanmola's waiting room at this point.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be interesting here to see how much WeightyWords is gonna clear.
Yeah, because he only has 3 small keys. So he'll have to choose either the Harmless Hellway or the big key chest to leave.
Yeah, he has conundrum ahead of him here. So I feel pretty certain that saying that Aga 1 is 100% dead, and that small key cannot be anything useful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
there's
ether
our
in
ether.
pod!
Yeah, we only need 3 small keys in Turtle Rock if we have to beat that, and there's 4 available.
This seems very unlikely. We're gonna see lunchtime here putting the boots on the ledge.
There's those boots.
Oh, they've been there all this time. Okay, well, it doesn't matter what they need from Meyer here. So lunchtime's not gonna check it. Or it's gonna check it, it's Bombo, so either was not needed.
We had that Bombos pretty early on. So that might be a hint that we need to go in there.
Yeah, maybe.
Meyer, of course, gains quite a bit of value in Key Sanity. So there's 8 chests in there. In a normal seed, there's only 2 items, but here there can be quite a bit more.
At this point, wait. Lunchtime has not been into Swamp, so he doesn't have the Desert Big Key, so he's gonna go into Meyer.
It's also not going into Checkerboard Cave.
Yeah, that's also interesting. Yeah, definitely some interesting routing decisions here from Lunchtime.
So I wonder if he's going to full clear Meyer, or is he just going to go straight to Vitreous?
And this is a pendant. And I feel pretty confident that he knows it's a pendant.
Yeah, but if he's remembering that hint, he may just be looking to clear all the bosses.
Yeah, but in his mind, he's also looking for the Desert Big Key.
That is true. He may also need the Ice Rod or the Turtle Rock Big Key, so yeah, I suppose you do have to at least clear some of the dungeon.
Yeah, this play into Swamp, even though Swamp didn't really have much, because WeightyWords just routed Swamp into Ice, it ended up working out extremely well for him. Well, so far so nothing, and yeah, Lunchtime is going for Vitreous here. This is one of 4 possible locations for the Ganon's Tower Big Key.
WeightyWords setting up the Hammer Yump, as we call it. Gets a first try.
And that was actually a small key to Desert. I didn't notice that earlier.
It's a couple extra item locations to check.
Indeed, there's 2 items located over there. But at this point, it's just trying to get that boss down, and I mean, if you can find Selvers along the way, that'd be a great addition.
Yep.
Lunchtime's bringing out the cape here. Does consume twice as much magic.
It's not going to use it right away.
You see how quickly that magic drains.
Yeah, just enough time for 2 dashes.
Keep with the sword. Not bringing out the bow to make the range plays. And there we go, bow for the final phase. So will this be the big key?
No.
So we are still looking. 3 locations remain. Armos, Lanmolas, Trinex. So this is a big nothing here for lunchtime unless he manages to pick up either the Ice Rod for a Trinex situation or something else for Turtle Rock in that sense. The big key for Eastern if that's gonna be needed, or Silver Arrows. Lunchtime is just gonna continue through Meyer here, check all these other item locations. WeightyWords gonna be at Helmosaur King soon enough. And we'll decide to go through here with the cutscene. Now, should the big key for Ganon's Tower be on Lanmolas? This is a very fast key sanity. Of course, there's always that risk for Eastern and Turtle Rock. Lunchtime has waited, it's gonna check the hint. It's gonna run away from that hint, as WeightyWords will acquire the 6th crystal. And almost certainly make the trip over to Desert. Lunchtime still has 3 more locations to check here in Meyer. 2 more locations to check. WeightyWords gonna see the boots. Feel a bit awkward about that. There's a small key for Turtle Rock. Could maybe in some weird situation be something. And a small key for Pod. Well, that's a single small key for Turtle Rock that's valuable. Lunchtime did not clear his checkerboard cave earlier. Yeah, with only a single small key for Turtle Rock in Meyer that was of value. We do see him checking the locations here in Desert as WeightyWords is going straight for the boss. That's a great hint. Lunchtime heading on over to the right side of Desert. It's gonna be 2 items over there. And the moment of truth here for WeightyWords. How nice is this seed? Oh, the compass for Desert in Desert. Will Lanmolas have the big key for Ganon's Tower? It will not. We're going into Eastern or Turtle Rock.
Alright, so we have a not nice seed.
And they can't even clear those dungeons. WeightyWords is most likely going to go straight into Meyer at this point. Oh, there's a shield over in checkerboard. Well, the thing is that WeightyWords, he has all the 7 crystals, so he can go to Ganon's tower. He can beat Ganon's tower.
If he had the big key.
Yeah, if he had a big key, but there's like... There's 20 different... There's 22 different item locations that can help him towards finding the big key.
Yeah, so we could see a required GT double dip.
Well, Meyer doesn't have anything, not gonna have enough small keys for Turtle Rock. And there's not gonna be a Ganon's Tower big key guessing game, because this is Key Sanity, but we may still have to do a little bit of a fun game in which item location is gonna help them do with Eastern or Turtle Rock. Like, where is the big key for Eastern and Turtle Rock?
Well, lunchtime is gonna clear up Swamp, and he'll get his desert big key.
Well, WeightyWords is just disregarding everything here in Meyer, going straight for the boss. So even though lunchtime did not beat Cold Stare, did not beat Mothula, and hasn't done Desert yet, this is still a race depending on where those big keys are located, Eastern and Turtle Rock. And this was so close to being a great Key Sanity seed.
Well, it's always close.
7 out of 10, and even 8 out of 10. But it decides to be one of the 2 final ones. Oh yeah, that mushroom still haven't been delivered, right?
That is true. We can also check the magic bat with the fake powder glitch.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. WeightyWords here is gonna go ahead with the Vitreous fight. In lunchtime, we'll find the items that he's looking for at, he may think, in Swamp, but little does he know there is still more to do. So WeightyWords has some tough choices here. Because he knows where the big key can be, one of 2, but he can't get to either of those locations, and he doesn't know where he needs to go to find those. And the most lucrative area is Ganon's Tower.
Yeah, that would seem like a logical play. There are some overworld locations we haven't checked, like I don't think anyone's been to Catfish.
Yeah, Catfish, Pyramid, Pyramid Fairy, and WeightyWords having some thinking there goes back into Meyer to check these locations. This is just gonna give him a small key for Turtle Rock. That could be an important key if Trinex decides to have that big key for Ganon's Tower. And if you're just tuning in, there's a hint that says that the Ganon's Tower big key is held by a boss. So at this point, which boss is it? And where are the items to get to that boss? We're waiting to find out.
Yeah, we've seen every boss except Eastern Palace with the Armos Knights and Trinex at Turtle Rock. So it's one of those 2 bosses. For Eastern, we still need the Eastern Palace big key. For Turtle Rock, we need a whole bunch of things. We need the big key, we need another small key, and we need the ice rod.
Indeed. And during all this search, they would also not really mind finding the silver arrows along the way.
Yeah, that would definitely save some time and some headaches.
WeightyWords here with the weights, gonna check the hint. The hint is not very valuable.
It's a very discouraging hint.
It tells you to walk away, but you run away instead. I mean, this is a really difficult situation here for WeightyWords in how he decides to route. Because if he decides to leave Maya there, chance of him coming back are extremely slim. And I think he's just hoping to find the Eastern Big Key and then just please let it be Armos. There's the other small key to pod and big key for desert there for lunchtime.
Yep.
So to explain this hard situation here again for hard mode, the number of heart containers are reduced from 11 to 6 and the number of heart pieces are reduced from 24 to 20. This means that the maximum number of hearts that they can have is 14.
Yeah, you'll often find runners not even reaching the second row of hearts.
Yeah, that's extremely uncommon. That means that you need a minimum of 8 heart pieces in addition to the 6 containers.
Yeah, in expert, I believe 9 is the maximum. Although we won't be seeing any expert seeds until the bracket stage.
Yeah, we will be having expert at that point. And expert is in fact 9. The only difference is that the number of heart containers is reduced from 6 to 1. Still 20 heart pieces. And lunchtime is done in Swamp. And now heading into Desert.
WeightyWords gonna grab that key he stole and go back and check the right side of Desert.
Oh, so he did have the small key from earlier, but he just ran right through the dungeon, hoping that the big key would drop. So he had to go back in to collect the small key.
That's kind of an odd play to not even take that, 5 seconds to pick up that key.
I've not seen that before, actually, as we do see a pseudo high five here.
I wonder if he felt behind and he was just trying to gamble. I can't think of why else you would do that. Maybe he just forgot about it by mistake.
I think he just thought that the big key has to be either on Lenmolas or Vitreous, and if it's not there, well, I guess I'm somewhat screwed. He is trying to gain a little bit of time. Unfortunately for him, neither of them had that big key.
Yeah.
His locations are not going to help in that regard.
More rupees.
I mean, lunchtime sitting on 1,800 rupees here.
We got more rupees than we know what to do with. And just a compass.
Yeah,
it's looking more. Yeah, it's looking more and more like A GT dip might be in order.
Oh, we still have Spike Cave.
Yeah, Spike Cave, Catfish, Pyramid Fairy,
Regular Pyramid.
and Mushroom.
Yeah, and Mushroom. Can fake powder, like you mentioned earlier.
We also, I don't think any runner has checked the Bonk Rocks or King's Tomb, since we got those boots so late.
So you could go Bonk Rocks into King's Tomb and then deliver the Mushroom, but it looks like WeightyWords. Okay, it's actually bringing out the flute here. A Sick Kid.
Oh yeah, Sick Kid.
The 90-minute Sick Kid check. Nope, just Mushroom.
I think he remembered he should do the fake powder first.
Yep. So Sick Kid into fake powder. This could be a bit weird though. Actually, it's not, my bad. I was thinking things wrong there. Anyway, lunchtime, still has to go ahead and do Mothula. Just deleting all the magic.
So for those of you not sure what's about to happen, if you have no magic and you try to use the Cane of Samaria and then switch immediately to the Mushroom, somehow that tricks the game into thinking you're using powder.
You can even use that on anti-fairies, and well...
The book.
That's a very weird sequence break. Combos Tablet and Ether Tablet are now available?
Yeah. No point in checking the pedestal because we know nothing of value can be there.
Except silver arrows, but they're not gonna go ahead and get those if they're there. So now we're gonna have the bonks. A small key for Thieves Town.
Oh.
That's a location.
That's just another fetch quest, basically.
Oh, these ice rods that aren't ice rods.
There could be something on the tablets, Robin Hood. I meant pedestal. There's not going to be anything on there that they want, except possibly the silvers, but they're probably not going to bother with that.
Yeah, that's too much time invested since they have temper. Lunchtime's gonna take down Mothula.
Now we'll see where the Mushroom leads us.
I mean, only one bottle, so... I don't even think they're gonna remove this red bottle here, since it only restores 7 hearts in the first place in hard mode.
Yeah. There's a small key. Turtle Rock. Well, that is some progression.
Yeah, so now it's big key for Eastern, or big key for Turtle Rock and Ice Rod.
And looks like Pyramid Fairy is next on WeightyWords' list.
A Pyramid and Pyramid Fairy. At lunchtime, actually placed a bomb to take damage, so you could use the red potion so you can buy a blue potion. And he delivered in the Mushroom here, so he's not gonna be able to get the book.
Oh. That could be... That could be bad if that book leads somewhere.
Yeah, lunchtime now going back into ice, since he does need to beat Coles there. So WeightyWords is setting up this bomb dew. Not really sure how this works, but it works.
Oh, it didn't work. It was just a bit too late. I don't know the exact way it works, but you have to do the screen transition right as the timer reaches 0, and he did not time it correctly there, I guess.
Yeah, the timing looked like the right one for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't practiced this trick, so I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I've just watched a lot of people do it with that setup, and I've not seen that before. And now going safely, just walking across slowly. Doesn't want to deal with that again. WeightyWords still here, is in the lead since he does have all of the crystals.
Yeah. If lunchtime though, if he finds something good before WeightyWords, he could pull ahead.
Yeah, the thing is though that WeightyWords is able to check in newer locations before lunchtime, like this one here at Pyramid Ferry.
Nothing of value there.
I mean, I don't really think you say no to a heart piece if it's going to give you your 8th container.
That's true, but I think he'd much rather find some progression.
Yeah, of course. Even like a bottle would be a little bit more useful here. This is still only on 1 bottle. So it just seems like WeightyWords wants to clear everything just to do the best he can to avoid having to double the turtle Ganon's tower.
Yeah. And Catfish coming up.
He may even decide to go into Turtle Rock before Ganon's tower.
Yeah, that's a very difficult decision to make.
But Catfish could always swing it. Is that Turtle Rock? It is. Well, we found all the Turtle Rock small keys then.
Yeah, but where is that big key?
Yeah, where is it? Isn't even necessary?
WeightyWords looks like he's headed maybe to GT. He may check that ether tablet first.
Lunchtime this time gets the spin off the coals there. We do still have places like the Thieves' Town Big Chest, Spy Cave. They really don't want to see the big key for Swamp. And lunchtime's time here to be disappointed.
Yeah, so we have the hint that GT Big Key is on a boss, which will be either Armos or Trinax. So we need to find the Eastern Palace Big Key or the Turtle Rock Big Key and the Ice Rod before we can check either of those bosses.
And they've checked basically everything apart from Spy Cave and Thieves' Town Big Chest and Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower. And of course these tablets, is WeightyWords gonna check Ether before going in? He didn't check Wombos.
Yeah, I imagine he'll check Ether.
It could also just be that because it is a sequence break, since it was from a fake powder, maybe not.
Oh, he's not going to check it.
Well, there are 22 possible item locations in Ganon's Tower, and maybe one of them will have something useful. Which item could it be? Get your guesses in chat, because I just feel like we can do this game, even though it's not official or anything, but, you know, there could be something here.
Yeah, Castle Tower was checked early on.
Had Flippers and Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, Castle Tower had some big value.
Yeah, that Flippers needed for Mirror and for both gloves. Incredible value. And Lunchtime's gonna be disappointed.
Alright, so we got locations 3 through 6 coming up.
Oh no. Oh, all the fetch. I mean, the sea just keeps on giving all the crap at this point.
Yeah.
This could all turn around by just finding a big key. Which is on the torch. Which big key is it?
Swamp.
No way!
Oh man.
That's just one item location. This seed is... It looked so good, and now it is in the garbage can. Like, just throw it away.
Yeah, well, that's 2 fetch quests so far that we found in GT.
It's just unbelievable. It's like you go in there, you see the big key, it's like, where is it going to? Oh, there's the ice rod even. Okay, so now we're literally just looking for a big key. I mean, I guess it is called Key Sanity for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a small key to Castle Tower. Okay, now they can get the small key at Lumberjack.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna do that.
That's gonna be the small key to Tower of Hera, and there's gonna be a big key there, right?
Oh my god, that actually is a possibility.
I did not say that out loud, by the way.
That is an actual possibility.
The seed. Oh, this is just getting crazy at this point. Okay, I will be honest, that's not the first time I've seen Ganon's Tower provide a wrong big key in a Key Sanity place. Come on. It could be 2 or 3. Oh, there's the small key to Hera, so that's dead. But I think that's gonna be the next place for WeightyWords to check, unless that big key, that's for Eastern.
Okay, well...
Oh, WeightyWords doesn't know if he's gonna leave or not. WeightyWords is very uncertain if he's gonna leave there or not, but he's seeing this through to the end.
He knows there's a 50-50 chance that that's where the GT big key is.
It's, yeah, literally a 50-50. But he's gonna go through here and kill Ice Armos. I don't think he's gonna check Tile Room, though.
Yeah, probably not.
And I think lunchtime is gonna go into Ganon's Tower after the catfish here. Or maybe he just goes into Turtle Rock.
Okay, he's leaving. He's not going to do Ice Armos.
Ooh, that's interesting. He's gonna do Ether Tablet, Spy Cave. He's just gonna go straight to Eastern.
Yeah, I think that's what he'll do. So this is going to be huge. Lunchtime going to check Zora. He never had the money earlier on.
Look at this, 3 bombs. Well, that's another 50-50 here for WeightyWords. I see it's been a complete roller coaster.
Well,
Aga 1 is officially dead.
where's Lunchtime going? Is he maybe going to check the Thieves Town big chest?
Oh my. He must think he is behind because he had to go back to both Skull Woods and Ice Palace, that he's gonna take a big risk here. WeightyWords, meanwhile, he hasn't even been into Eastern before, so he's still opening chests here, but he's skipping since he knows, or he's at least hoping here.
Thanks, GT Big Key. You're the hero of Hyrule.
Well, that's a map for Eastern. Gee, thanks. Only needed to go to Ganon's Tower to get the information that Eastern is offendant.
Alright, if this is, Lunchtime really needs to hope that this is the Turtle Rock big key, and that the GT big key is there. That's at this point, this is his biggest chance, I guess.
Yeah, it's all in on one item location. But he still needs to go into Ganon's tower, right, to get the ice rod.
That is true.
Well, here we go. Armos, will you have the big key for Ganon's tower?
WeightyWords, not the cleanest of Armos fights, but gets it done.
It's
It
a
is!
big key. It's for Ganon's tower!
So, 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 50 seconds. WeightyWords is in go mode. All he has to do is the Ganon's tower climb and Aga 2.
And Lunchtime found a bottle over in Thieves Town. Oh, what a roller coaster of a seed.
Yep. Yeah, these hints can make things really interesting. Yeah, this is kind of a logic puzzle that you never really saw before V30.
I mean, when that hint was found, there was like 7 different bosses that could have the B key, and it just so ended up being one of the 2 they really didn't want it to be on. It's gonna take a miracle here for Lunchtime to win this.
Yeah. He still has to go into GT to get the Eastern Palace big key, then go back to Eastern Palace. So, unfortunately, yeah, an absolute miracle is pretty much the only thing.
And should this be the conclusion here, what we're gonna see is WeightyWords take its 4th win in the group stage, go up to a score of 4-1, only 1 win behind Korek in 1st place in Group Moldorm. Still has to do this climb and Silver less Ganon, but compared to everything else this seed, that's gonna be a bit easier.
Yeah.
WeightyWords knowing of the arrow pickup there. And those arrows can actually despawn if you kill the enemies in a way that makes the item spawn that they drop. Very rare for it to happen, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird glitches in this game like that.
It's basically that the game cannot display that many items at once. Which causes some weird things sometimes. I mean, maybe the Ganon's Tower or the Turtle Rock big key is in Turtle Rock. Because Lunchtime's gonna open it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for Lunchtime, we know that's the wrong direction to go.
Yeah, he's just opening it, just in case. Unfortunately for him, he has to go to Ganon's Tower, then leave, go to Eastern, then go back to Ganon's Tower.
Yep. Gotta love force Ganon's Tower double dips.
And if that big key was located in any of those 7 crystal bosses, this seed could have been done like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, this would have been a true jet seed. WeightyWords, meanwhile, takes on Limo 2.
And Fire Rod is the most efficient weapon he has for this.
Of course, he doesn't want to use too much magic. It is hard mode, and a potion will only refill your magic halfway.
Yeah, and health potions will also only restore 7 hearts. So here's the big annoyance there for lunchtime. Swamp Big Key, which is not needed. So, Etienne, I have to ask, do you like Key Sanity?
I love Key Sanity. I think it's my favorite mode.
Yeah, I love Key Sanity so much.
I don't like the GT Big Key hunts, but I do think this is one of my favorite modes.
And this tournament certainly offers something for everyone. Unless you want that entrance randomizer Key Sanity all dungeons thingy.
Yeah, you thought this was bad. Try entrance rando with Key Sanity. And Randomizer just for fun.
For fun.
for some definitions of fun.
Fun for the viewers.
WeightyWords dispatching with Moldorm 2.
That's a pretty good piece of art to find there. 10 hearts here in the end. And lunchtime is soon gonna be in indirect go mode, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, will he go on to Ice Armos? No. No, he's gonna mirror out.
Just leaving immediately.
Very nice Aga 2 fight. I think that was 3 cycles.
It looked that way to me.
And WeightyWords off to Ganon, so he'll be doing Tempered Silverless. I'm sure he's practiced this plenty, so this should not be too difficult.
It's all about finding that rhythm for that final phase and getting the torch glitches, especially here. He only has a red potion, there's no half magic. Let's not get the skin there for the double hit.
Nice position here.
So it's really good for him.
On to phase 3 without a scratch.
Lamp is out.
Yeah, it looks like he only has a red potion, so he's not going to be using the fire rod.
Yeah, but he has to get the torch glitch here. And Turtle Rock, of course. Of course they're in Turtle Rock. Trinex has them, I would imagine. There's a potential setup here for a triple from WeightyWords.
Oh, he gets hit by the fire bats.
I would have gotten a triple there.
Seven hits, if I'm counting correctly. He's got 5 more.
Lunchtime is almost at Armos.
And that's the last one. So, barring a unfortunate fall, WeightyWords is going to finish. So get your GGs in chat, folks.
And WeightyWords will finish this race as the winner with an official speedrun's lifetime of 1 hour, 54 minutes, 57 seconds. His 4th win in this group stage, now only 1 win behind the 1st place in Group Moldorm.
Yep. Lunchtime, meanwhile, just hitting go mode with that GT big key on Armos.
We are getting the message in here that Lunchtime has forfeit from this race.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can pull them in for an interview.
And for Lunchtime here, it's essentially going back up to Ganon's tower and then doing silverless Ganon. He's done that before, he knows what needs to be done. It's been a long and rough seed for our players.
And we are joined by WeightyWords. GG.
Hello, GG, thanks.
So, I guess we have to start by asking about that big key hint.
Yeah, that was a classic key sanity big key. I've actually never been in that situation where I know where I got the hint for the GT big key, but I still didn't know where it was, which is really interesting. So that was kind of why I was hesitant to go up to GT, because if I went up to GT, I'd be kind of hard pressed to full clear it because I'd be looking for both big keys and the ice rod at that point.
Yeah, we were saying these hints now in V30, they really add some extra types of logic puzzles that we just never really saw before.
Yeah, definitely. It was it was definitely an interesting one for sure. Yeah, because if I didn't have that hint, and like if it was back in like V29 or where there were no hints, I would have just gone straight to GT right away, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there was a lot of difficult decisions, I think, throughout this seed, and most of them based on that one hint.
Yeah, because if the big key was on any of the bosses that I killed earlier, that would have been a super quick seed.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing, because it looked like a really good seed. Flippers opened up a lot of things in the early game, and yeah, the big key, even if it's on Vitreous in Mire, easily accessible, but it decided to last for 25 minutes longer.
Yeah, and I thought that the big key was going to be there because I was like, oh, I got a bunch of small keys and the big key and the flute in pod, so like, okay, if it's on a pendant dungeon, I really hope it's there, but it was not, and that's when I started worrying a lot.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, just we seem to find all the items really quickly, with the exception of, I guess, the book or flute. But yeah, once you found that, it was just basically a GT big key away from go mode.
Yeah, this seed was super nice because I didn't have to double dip any dungeon, and in Key Sanity you pretty much double dip quite a few dungeons, but this one the only dungeon I ended up double dipping was GT, in fact. So
yeah. Looks like Lunchtime's not responding, so I don't think he'll be joining us. But we have you here. Let's see, anything else that you can say about this seed?
These kinds of seeds, I think, I like Key Sanity a lot, but these kind of seeds kind of make me a little bit wary of Key Sanity. I feel like if this was like an all dungeons or something, would have been actually even still it would have been kind of bad. But
Yeah.
It's just one of those Key Sanity seeds, and it happens once in a while. But it was a lot of fun, kind of being put into that new situation with that interesting hint.
Yeah, it's weird when you get a hint that's it doesn't tell you one specific location where it is. It just tells you sort of the type of location, I guess. In this case, it's on a boss. And so you still kind of have to run everywhere looking around for stuff, but you don't have to full clear everything.
So it just came down to, you know, that stinking Eastern Palace big key.
Yeah. It was
I was half expecting it to actually be on Trinex.
Yeah.
At that point, the seed was already trolling me a lot, so
it was a 50-50 chance.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
WeightyWords, you did get your 4th win here in the group. You're now only 1 win behind the Kork here in this group, and that's your next match in 2 days. And all dungeons inverted hard mode. How do you feel going up against him?
Yeah. So actually, I don't think challenge is updated, but I'm actually 6-1 now because I did 2 races yesterday. Yeah, I won both my races yesterday. So.
Yeah,
but that's that's our 3rd match. The bot rolled it. I vetoed retro mode, and he vetoed Feet Ganon, and it rolled a hard inverted all dungeons. So we'll see how that goes. There's gonna be a lot of deaths for me, I'm sure.
Yeah, inverted can be pretty random.
I mean, I'm just excited because my group had rolled some game 3s earlier the week, and they were pretty boring, like normal standard or normal all dungeons. But this is the first roll. Yeah, that's been kind of interesting. So.
Do you have any closing statements?
No, yeah, this tournament's been super fun. I'm really enjoying all the crazy game modes that are being chosen, and it's really fun to watch. And thanks to you guys, thanks to the tracker, thanks to the Speed Gaming for the broadcast for putting everything together and making it possible.
Yeah, thanks to you guys, you put on a great show, and so I'd just like to throw out links to the runners' Twitch streams, so give them a follow. WeightyWords and Lunchtime ATH. We got the 2 of us, Etienne and Marjevich, as well as our tracker, Literally Jen, did a great job for us. Key sanity is not easy to track. And we got a lot of games still left to go. There's 720 games total in the group stage. If you want to catch as much of the action as you can, make sure to follow Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6, as well as ALTTP Randomizer and ALTTP Randomizer 2 through 5.
Of course, the next game that we have on today is going to be at 5:20 p.m. EST over on this channel that you're watching right now, and it's going to be Asasas versus Langshan in pretty regular standard mode. Beat Ganon, Uncle gives you a sword, but it's also going to be hard mode. And with all that said and done, I've been Marjevich.
I'm Etienne.
And we hope to see you all in the not too distant future.
Yeah, have a good day, everyone.